This government has just given Simbu provincial government only 25% of what it's due. 25%, Mr. Speaker. This is unacceptable. I just want to know from the Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, one, when is Chuave going to receive the full DSIP? And that's a crummy 10 million kina, Mr. Speaker. We've been completely marginalized because this government has weaponized the budget. When is Simbu going to receive the full functional grant? When is Kaunui going to get their road, Mr. Speaker? And all these promises that we've been promised by the Marape government. Simbus, we are not second-class citizens, Mr. Speaker. Ensure that his treasurer and his finance minister publish the expenditures. Publish so that the country can see what districts have received what funding from all this money that is just vaporized.
So, the good member tries to sensationalize that we've been victimizing Simbu. Far from it. He's been running this line for the last few years. He's got every right to think this way. But I want to tell the nation and to the good people of Simbu, you have not been systematically victimized.
The good Prime Minister loves to say these things all the time, blaming me for every sin that he has created, you know. Take some ownership of the sins that you have created. You are Finance Minister.
The Honourable Member for Chuave.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for recognizing the people of Chuave. My question, without notice, goes to the good Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, just last week, in quite a remarkable admission, the Prime Minister admitted that in the last 6 years, 56 billion of public money, taxpayers' money, had been spent with no results. This was a total indictment on the Marape government, Mr. Speaker. Now, my question specifically to the people of Simbu and Chuave, the Simbu provincial government, Mr. Speaker, has received 8.8 million kina in functional grants for 2025. It's due 34 million. That means that in the last 3 quarters of the year, 9 months, this government has just given Simbu provincial government only 25% of what it's due. 25%, Mr. Speaker. This is unacceptable.
Yeah.
I've heard so much lip service in here. You've been playing around with the people of Simbu and treating us like second-class citizens. I just want to know from the Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, one, when is Chuave going to receive the full DSIP? And that's a crummy 10 million kina, Mr. Speaker. We've been completely marginalized because this government has weaponized the budget. When is Simbu going to receive the full functional grant? When is Kaunui going to get their road, Mr. Speaker? And all these promises that we've been promised by the Marape government. Simbus, we are not second-class citizens, Mr. Speaker. We are not. We want equity in the budget, we want equity in budget implementation, and we want honesty in implementation. So when I called out the Prime Minister, he said that Chuave had received so much money. Mr. Speaker, I want the Prime Minister to also ensure that his treasurer and his finance minister publish the expenditures. Publish so that the country can see what districts have received what funding from all this money that is just vaporized. These are my questions to the Honourable Prime Minister. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Please, look Sawal al Simbu.
Honourable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to say thank you to the member for Chuave for asking an important question that asks whether we've been fair on all districts or not. I want to place on record that this government, since 6 years in a row, we've tried our utmost best to be fair to all districts and all provinces right across our country. Yeah. If we were not fair, this year the Chuave district would not have received 7 million kina transferred to the district to date. We were not fair. All members in the opposite side knows also that they've received at minimum over 50% of all DSIP allocations to date. Some have received infrastructure grant component. Some have also received kina for kina policy grants, so long as they are complying to government policy under MTDP 4, then those grants are also transferred to those districts or those provinces. The 56 billion kina that I made reference to, Mr. Speaker, does not include recurrent component. It talks about the quantum transfer of money to the districts, the provinces, and the sectors, departments and statutory bodies since 2019. We are not a government that hides disbursement. We're being transparent, telling the country how much we've transferred. While some sectors deliver work, some sectors we need to be fully transparent. In fact, Mr. Speaker, last week, Thursday, I did ask the Auditor General to come to my office, and I asked him, I need a full report on all departmental agencies who have reported. Public Finance Management Act says by 31st of March every year, all sectors that receive public funds must account for and submit a report. So it is in order of the government of the day to ask for reports. To not to do so, it's just like what we've been doing in the past, giving money, not knowing what is happening in and around our sectors, in and around our departments, our provinces and districts. So just to, and the good member tries to sensationalize that we've been victimizing Simbu, far from it. He's been running this line for the last few years. He's got every right to think this way. But I want to tell the nation and to the good people of Simbu, you have not been systematically victimized. You have every right to ask on how much your districts have received or your province have received. This question is in order. The Finance Minister and the Finance Department is compelled to put out in public advertisement how much has been transferred to all districts and provinces, including the disbursements to Simbu and all provincial government in terms of recurrent, not just this year, but last year and earlier years since 2022, if not to 2019, since we've been in administration. So the record is put out to the public. I mean, you can loudmouth and say you have not received fund. I don't expect you to do miracles. But for instance, Chuave district, to the tune of 7 million this year, produced a result. 7 million is not enough to do everything, but show the result of 7 million kina. That's what I mean by reporting on what you have received. Chuave district, 7 million kina this year.
We have a point of order. What is your point of order?
I thank the Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker. Chuave district has just received 7 million. Some districts have received over 50 million, 100 million. Just publish the expenditure report. Just publish it. Just publish it. Chuave district on record has been the first district to provide its acquittals for 2025. Mr. Speaker, through you, Mr. Prime Minister, that's the record.
Honourable Prime Minister.
All right, at least the brother leader, colleague leader is admitting that it's not zero, but at least something's received. Yeah. And so, you know, that may not be 100 million kina, but we expect result to the tune of 7 million kina. Last year, all districts received minimum at 10 million kina. If you, in opposite side as well as this side, if you have not received up to 10 million kina, then please do indicate. Do indicate. We are a fair government. DSIP, you just have to ask a former head of government in the ranks of the opposition to know. Sometimes DSIP has been held back in the past. We've been fair on everyone distributing DSIP equally, PSIP equally.
We have a point of order.
I mean, the good Prime Minister loves to say these things all the time, blaming me for every sin that he has created, you know. take some ownership of the things that you have created. You are finance minister. You're talking public law country or something. One more time, Peter News are in the minute talking me. Please stop him over the DSIP. Not once. So please, enough law talk gaman, misleading, talk amasim tintin blolman. O some gaman blow health minister too. Law talk about some money come na marasin no stop. There's no proof. Stop the lies. And own up to say yes. We play in a war game, so we will do it. That's what we expect you to say. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, you have no rule whether it's a point of order is in order or out of order, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Prime Minister.
All right, Mr. Speaker, I just thought we resuscitate the life into this afternoon in Parliament. And it takes one to know a one. And so I just want to appreciate the intervention, the point of order the member for Yellow Pange made, but on record, when the member for Chuave asked on the performance, Mr. Speaker, final budget outcome 2024, final budget outcome 2023, final budget outcome 2022, final budget outcome 2019, final budget outcome 2018, final budget outcome that predates all administrations are there for public scrutiny. Final budget outcomes affirm to the people's house and the country how our government has delivered on their commitment in as far as our budget bills were concerned. Now, I don't need to tell all of you how we've delivered. Just look at the final budget outcomes of all these years and make comparison whether we have remitted funds to provinces or districts or the sectors. This crucial, transparent document called final budget outcome of all years that Treasury provided on the floor of Parliament every year as required by law is there for all of us to ascertain and appreciate the disbursements. But the question the member for Chuave asked is in order. We need to indicate as to which district and provinces and departments have received what. The 56 billion kina I made reference to, the questions on Connect PNG whether it's bearing result, the questions on state enterprise whether it's bearing result, the questions on education and health. We allocate budget, but the country needs to know what has happened. We've set up the National Monitoring Authority, not to reinvent the wheel, not to be in the face of sectors, but at arm's length. Right now, as I speak, NMA will not be out there checking, but we are engaging Deloitte. We are engaging the audit firms to get out there and follow the money trail, so to speak, so that the country knows year in, year out, Treasury passed budget, funds disbursed, but we need to get into the system where we're following the money trail, so work is happening, the people across our country see what is happening. So I want to really close this time. I can't take up much time. I thank the member for asking the questions. To my knowledge, the last 3 years, Chuave district has picked up a little over 40 million kina. This year alone, 7 million kina to date. Last year, minimum 10 million kina transferred. Simbu is not targeted. Karamui Road that he mentioned, my government, under our watch, to date since 2019, have allocated close to over 50 million kina. But districts want to do their own road, provinces want to do their own road, and so I've made intervention now, Works Department last certain, which is the key, easiest, quickest economic road to get from Karamui into Kundiawa. And so, please, members concerned, if you have your preferential roads, we could keep on supporting. And it's not only happened under this term of Parliament, but last time we started the allocations. And I want to say that support to the best ability we distribute to all provinces equally on what we feel each province should get. But if the good member feels that Simbu Province has been unfairly treated, I will certainly pleased to submit the records so that we know once and for all how much we have distributed the last 3 budgets that we have supervised under this administration. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.